Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have a bowl of water out. I will be scrying throughout this message, and it's predominantly going to be a water scry. I'll add some cards on top of this as we go. If you happen to see anything inside the water, feel free to leave your comments down in the comment section, because you never know when your insights might help someone. So if you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. Okay, let's go ahead and let's begin. Taking a step aside. And allowing Spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay. Okay. So the first thing that I'm noticing about the water and the surface of the water is that the shapes keep changing. So whoever's message this is, it feels like there's a lot of transformation that's taking place at this time. I'm seeing the shape that almost looks like somebody who is putting their hand on a door, looking towards the past. So we may be trying to like anchor ourselves in the past or stay the same as this transformation is taking place. I would expect to see this type of energy, for example, if someone is really uncomfortable or afraid due to the changes that are happening. Now, some things, it may be because we're transforming and changing in particular ways, especially if these are like our spiritual abilities. And someone may be trying to hold on to spiritual abilities that they had in the past, manifesting a particular way. Or they may be trying to hold on to certain things that they used to identify with. And by holding on to these things, it ensures that the transformation becomes stunted. So whoever's message this is, it's very important to not hold on to the past. It's extremely important to stay in the present moment and to allow the process to change you. Because whatever this transformation is, it's serving to elevate us in some way, even if the 3D doesn't reflect that. Okay, you know, sometimes like the 3D has to really go downhill in order for us to elevate. And oftentimes the 3D has to go downhill for people to elevate. So I feel like for whoever's message this is, it's like there's almost like it's giving me like this energy of like an internal beacon. And I just happened to look up and there's like this super creepy crawly spider right above me. So I hope he doesn't decide to drop down. Oh, yep, here he comes. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that real fast. But there's this element of almost like a beacon, right? So it's like I'm getting these little inspirations and these little hunches and hints, and maybe I'm used to not listening to those things. Maybe I'm brushing those things away. Someone's starting to listen to those, and it hits a little bit differently. So if you're somebody who, like, you know, you are aware that you just randomly want to do these things and you do the things and it doesn't go well, this feeling hits a little bit differently. So if you're not experiencing something that's hitting a little bit differently, don't take that for yourself. It's almost like for whoever this message is for, I'm seeing it as below the surface here. So it feels like it's happening lower in the body. If you're able to identify the energy, it's happening lower within the body. Now this spider dropping down from the ceiling. So when I lean into spider energy, I'm really leaning into the energy of a storyteller or something that is able to trap and ensnare us. This is what stories do, right? Stories capture our imagination. And with the spider coming down in the middle of this reading, it feels a little bit like there may be something here that is trying to capture us in a certain way. This is bringing me back to that hand that's on the door to the past, okay? I almost feel that in this context, the spider is not necessarily representing something that is altruistic. It feels a little bit like energy that doesn't want to change. Now, that's not how I always read spider, don't worry. It's just in the energy that I'm currently getting right now. So it's almost like a distraction, right? There's this feeling that as we become distracted by the things that we are used to, or the things that we're comfortable with, or the things that we are identifying the past with, or like, oh, I don't really want to let go of this thing because that's all I have left of it. This distraction is really preventing someone from doing something that maybe would really benefit us at this time. So there's some sort of decision that's also involved here. For some of you, these decisions are little things that you have to do to kind of upgrade your life externally. They may be paths or courses that you need to take for yourself that really require our diligence and our consistency. I do feel that for some of you, this is really about putting focus on yourself as opposed to focus on the external world. Okay, and there's something here that needs to be seen. Okay. I'm seeing like a shepherd's crook. So there's something here where it's like coming into the fold. I do feel that a lot of you, we're coming into this time where it's almost like meeting soul tribe. I know a lot of people resonate with it that way. For me, I just think meeting the people that are right for us, right? And it's almost like understanding that life is very difficult when you go it alone. Okay, there's an energy here of like understanding that you don't have to do that. I almost feel that someone has gone through a major heart healing in order to come to the space where they're even open to being connected to other people. And it's like the messages keep coming in that you're ready. And then it's bringing me back into that spider web feeling. So it's like, I'm ready, but I got really comfortable here, or I got really comfortable in this safe space, or I got comfortable not having people piss me off occasionally. It's like I'm very comfortable in my comfort. For some of you, it's not necessarily about coming into contact with other people. It's just the things that are required for you to make your life what you want it to be might actually look very scary to you. And so trying to continue to like settle for things. This is what we're being asked to put aside right now. This shepherd crook is like kind of like, hey, I'm trying to hook you, and I'm trying to pull you into the future, because that's the way I'm seeing it. It's like it's going into the future. Okay. There's it's almost like I'm seeing 3 mountain peaks here. So there may be 3 major obstacles that we've had to overcome. So for example, maybe you had to overcome the death of a loved one, and you also had, some traumatic situations that you were working through. And there's something about 3. There's 3 major things within our life that we've had to overcome. And it's like this crook is trying to take you out of the book where those things are even rolling around. It's like pulling you into a different story, pulling you into a completely different story. It doesn't mean that you're ignoring the things that need to be worked on. It doesn't mean any of that. It's just it's a different surrounding energy. So for many of you, this is going to be things that are external that are changing while the internal perception becomes stronger. It's like pulling you away and out of this energy that we've been surrounded by that may have contributed to these 3 particular obstacles. Okay, fascinating. I'm not really sure what all that means. Okay, Chamber of Healing, misaligned, and inner temple. Again, focusing on the internal world, because the external world at the moment is misaligned in some way. And so this is why things are rapidly changing. It's because we're coming into this energy here. There's something here that's trying to heal, or something that's trying to kind of level up. And, this may be a decision that you made for yourself, is I want to heal from this. I want to level up. And in order to do that, I can't be part of these things, whether it's that old job, that old friend group, the isolation I've stuck myself inside of, whatever the case is. But it's like making the focus the self. So even if someone is in isolation deciding to go out, maybe the reason why we had such issues with other people in the past is because we didn't put the focus on ourselves, right? Giving too much time, energy, attention, even being insecure in a way that people can affect us really easily with their words. Something about building up the inner temple. So building your boundaries, building your sense of self, so that these things don't necessarily affect you, right? Because when you have a good sense of boundaries and a good sense of self, you can sniff out the bullshitters, and that's not even an issue anymore. So whoever's message this is, I almost feel that there's this alignment that's trying to happen. It's just requiring a lot of shifts and a lot of changes at this time. Okay. a lot of times when people think of alignment, they think of like spiritual alignment, like aligning to a higher thing. Anytime on this channel that I talk about alignment, unless it comes through that way, I'm talking about alignment to the self. So alignment to your true will. And that's what I'm seeing here is I think that someone is really getting clear on the things that they want. Again, it's requiring some sort of decisions to be made, or some sort of decision was made that's leading to this. I feel for some of you, especially if you're falling in that latter camp where some decisions were made, these are not decisions that just recently happened. Like some of them will be. It's almost like you've been in a time period since the beginning of the year where you've been making new decisions for yourself. Okay. And one of the reasons why is because we understood that we were stuck somehow. Okay, so we were definitely stuck somehow. Again, notice how she's looking at this door. And I keep getting that door, the hand on the door, like trying to open a door from the past. Remember that that's a way to go if you want to be blocked and you want to stay stuck. It's like your time of being stuck is over. So yeah, here we have the Six of Wands. And so with this aligning to the self, aligning to what we actually want, to our true will, to our own sovereignty, to our authenticity, I think someone's having a lot of success with this because they're starting to turn that focus inward. Some of you, again, there's a heavy emphasis on the heart chakra and really working on like the space of love, heart healing, loving self, self-respect, giving and receiving. Right? I'm going to tell you a little secret. I always know if somebody struggles with their finances if I try to give them something and they can't accept it. Okay, so allowing yourself to be someone that receives. Just because you allow yourself to be someone that receives doesn't mean you're a moocher. We've all met those people, right? There's a big difference between someone who receives things graciously and someone who wants to take from you. There's completely different energies. When you're open to receiving, this is when you can actually receive. So if you're somebody that finds that you have a hard time receiving gifts or help, and you are also someone who struggles with your own stability, try to work on that area, because by allowing your heart space to open up, which is a receptive state, this is how some of you can really come into a greater level of abundance inside of your life. In all things, it's not just financial. Okay, and then we have this, we have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is really trying to resurrect something, okay? And I don't feel that this is something from the past. This is something that's been dead for a long time. Look how he's wrapped like a mummy. So for me, whenever we have the Ace of Wands, this is our true will, our true desire, right? It's the magician's wand. And that's what the wand represents. It's what represents the magician's willpower. That's why they use the wand to direct their energy. They're directing their willpower. And this little guy here, he's been dead for some time. So, you know, it may be that, you know, the aces, they can represent early childhood. It may be that we haven't had our own direction, our own willpower ever. Right? Maybe we were bullheaded about certain things inside of our life. Don't get me wrong, it's not that. It's just that we never really understood who we actually were and what we wanted. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. So someone's on this like journey of self-discovery, of deciding and understanding exactly who they are and exactly what it is that they want to do, what they want to be part of, what they want to build for themselves. And it just requires that we take our hand off the past, right? Let go of those comfort zones. Your gifts don't have to manifest the same way. Your life doesn't have to look the same way. You don't have to be part of the same types of people. By staying in the same energy, that ensures that we stay stuck. So change in order to really up-level your life or become who it is that you feel you're starting to feel like you want to be. You have to let go of the things that don't align with that, because that's part of what's misaligned. So we have the Lovers. That can be a choice. Again, we have this choice energy showing up. The Lovers is also alchemy. So there's definitely this alchemical process that's happening here. And the alchemical process is causing someone to go within. So Ace of Pentacles is really grounded, earthy stuff, right? So the beginning of the 3D occurs when someone starts to go within. So whoever this message is for, it's like you're really trying to transform certain ideas, certain patterns, certain behaviors in terms of giving away too much. That's kind of how it feels. It's like this, this energy drain to the external world, whether it's believing everything that's happening out here is like how it has to be, that it's set in stone for you, or believing that, you know, people are always going to show up a certain way, and that everything that you've experienced in the narrative that maybe you've been rolling around with for a little while, that that's necessarily true. Or maybe it's focusing on, you know, this is comfortable and this is satisfying and this is, you know, the way that I'm used to it being. It's like someone's going within and they're starting to ask some questions and illuminate something for themselves here. That lantern lights the way forward. There's nothing for us in the past. The past is always over, right? That's done. And I do think that whoever's message this is for, you're ready to release those things because they're keeping you stuck. And lighting the light of our own willpower so that it illuminates our path forward. That seems to be what's going on here. Okay, one more. And then we'll come over to this deck over here, the Ceremony of Life. So notice how this looks like a candle flame, right? And there's something being birthed through fire. So through the element of fire, this is almost like the Two of Wands there with those two wands. So a decision that basically births our internal fire. I think that whoever's message this is for, if this is resonating for you when you find yourself in this space, this is kind of one of those moments within the path where it's like who we are stepping into is a little bit different. I say a little bit, but really I mean significantly different than who we've been, because we go from being very passive and closed in the heart, meaning we can't receive, to now understanding that we're allowed to open that up, we're allowed to receive and take space, and we're allowed to choose our path going forward. So this is where life kind of begins for somebody, okay? Because previous to that, you're at the mercy of X, Y, Z. You know, you're a victim of all these different states of things. And here, this is where someone actualizes. And I used to talk about that quite a bit on this channel, the actualization of self. And this is where we have more control over the things that occur within our life, because we're taking a greater sense of responsibility while also allowing our heart space to be open enough to receive. Okay, so it's this delicate balance of forceful energy and passive receptive energy, masculine, feminine energy. So many of you, you've been working on balancing those energies within your life, maybe even healing certain aspects of those energies within your life. I think this is beautiful because this is really where life kind of changes for somebody. They're not drowning on the water, but walking on it, right? So your emotions aren't drowning you. You're kind of like able to stand on your emotions and look within and understand what's taking place. This is a very, very mature energy here. Okay. You're going to get two cards from this deck, and I won't explain them further. I'll just read them for you. There goes that one. So this one went on the floor. So I think this is that first one is one that people are kind of, oh, we got two over here. Okay. That one's, oh, and I heard bottom. Okay. 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 Let me get this one. So I feel like this is one that people are overcoming. Love medicine. You've tried being strong, smart, guarded, and self-reliant, but there's a part of you that just needs to be held. Let that part be found by love. Okay, so I think that this is one that people have kind of overcome. It's like maybe you've learned the message that's here. Okay, and then these two go together, unfinished karma and untamed vision. You think you're done, but your energy is still circling the lesson you refuse to fully claim. And I feel that's what this door is about, and leaving something behind. Untamed vision, what if your wildest vision is your truest compass and everything else is just noise? I almost feel in the combination of this that for some of you, the thing that you're leaving behind is actually other people's opinion, okay? Now, last card, buried potential. Settling for less doesn't make you realistic. It just makes you forget how powerful you really are. Underscore highlight. Okay. So I will leave this here. And for whoever this is for, if this resonates for you, please hit the like button and leave me a comment. And I'm forgetting how to talk now, so I'm going to get off of here. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. All right.